right. Hey, what's up to all my Capricorns? Let's just jump right into it. So the Capricorns, y'all have got the Two of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Emperor, the Eight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups, and last but not least, we have the Ace of Wands. Um, If this reading resonates with you, please make sure to contact me, Kareemspiritworks at yahoo.com, or you can go directly to my website, which will be in the comment section below, right? And purchase your private reading today. Um, so for the Capricorns, right? Um, a lot of you Capricorns got some problems right now with people whom you aren't even necessarily really dating. But this is the type of bacchanal or this is the type of chaos that tends to happen when we are in Mercury retrograde, which we are. Okay, during Mercury retrogrades, a lot of things pop off. I told you, people are more erratic than regular. So the Two of Wands and the Five of Swords, right? This is about how you have a lot of people who giving you issues, and you're not even necessarily dating them. It's just that they may be giving you, when it comes to dating, they may be giving you the third degree. They may be giving you the third degree right around now, and just asking you a whole lot of questions, wanting to know a whole lot about you. But when it comes when it comes for you to ask them some questions, it's your turn to try to ask them. They're always freezing you out in the text messages, taking 2 years to text you back. You know what I mean? They don't want to answer their phone. You know, all types of dysfunctional stuff. Okay. And then you have the Emperor. Okay. Um, the Emperor represents you, but it means that you need to get your own story correct first. Understand that if you can't necessarily get to know somebody, and this person only wants to get to know you, that is obviously a huge red flag, because obviously they're hiding something. That's why they don't want you getting to know them in the first place. So what happens here is that the Eight of Wands represents, some of you may even need to have a direct conversation with them, or you may have even tried to have a direct conversation with them, right? About how they're moving, how a lot of you Capricorns are actually trying to get to know them recently, but you know, um, they're not really ready to date. They're getting on, like they're dysfunctional. And a lot of you Capricorns understand that. And how did that conversation turn out? Well, I'll tell you how it turned out. It turned out where you wanted to be in a relationship, like I said. So you're talking to them about what can be changed. And the Queen of Swords, things ended up turning out to be a terrible interaction between you and them, or a difficult one, I should say, at the very least, due to the fact that this person spent so much time BSing because of the Three of Cups. This person has somebody already. They're not really dating. I'm going to just go ahead and put this out there. They're not really dating you seriously. Not really. They're quite dysfunctional the way that they date. It's lame. Real disrespectful. It's off. And you can't get to know people like that. You know what I mean? You really can't, because trust me when I tell you, I know what it feels like, you know, getting with somebody and stuff like this who is perpetually dysfunctional like that. And it's a very difficult thing. I understand it's a very difficult thing for you Capricorns, because it's very frustrating to be in a position where you're trying to get to know someone for real, and the problem is that the you know that won't happen due to the fact that this person is acting like a complete and utter jerk. They are acting like they don't like they are doing. Oh wow, they doing the most. I'll say that. You know what I mean? They're doing a whole bunch of things that they really don't have to do, but they're doing it for the sake of this is just something that they really want to do. And it's dysfunctional, right? It's very dysfunctional. So the thing is that the hanged man now represents how this being a situation where so a lot of you Capricorns right now, this is a very intense time for y'all because this is a situation for you where you Capricorns, you tried dating during the Mercury retrograde, or some of you Capricorns may even have gotten caught up during the Mercury retrograde, and you see now the depths of how terrible things can get as far as dysfunctionality it can get when it comes to people whom you're trying to get to know. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you Capricorns have really kind of, I mean, your eyes were, I mean, you being a Capricorn, your eyes are always open anyway, right? But you being a Capricorn, your eyes is really open now because now you're seeing people do and say things that you thought before they had problems. But during a Mercury retrograde, and I've said this before in some of my other videos, during a Mercury retrograde, things multiply. The whatever issues that people have multiplies by 10, by 100. So what does that have to do with anything? Now you Capricorns are in a position where you're really rethinking how you used to think about relationships. You're really reprocessing your perception of relationships. And then you have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is that very same person now who was here with it, where they weren't necessarily taking relationships too seriously at all. Now it's like, they texting you days after you tried to have that sort of conversation with them about the direction of where the potential relationship could be and why it is that you're guarded with them. Now they want to complain about that. The thing is that the Ace of Wands represents here again. They're still not very serious about this, even at from that perspective, even from that position. They're still not very serious about that at all because they're still bringing in, even if you were to accept them, they would bring in their dysfunctionality to the relationship. So they're still quite dysfunctional. You understand what I'm saying? So let's clarify the Three of Cups. Let's clarify that for you Capricorn. So to clarify that, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant, and we have the High Priestess for you Capricorns. So the Queen of Pentacles, right, to clarify the Three of Cups, excuse me. So the Three of Pentacles is about a person who basically in this reading overvalues themselves by a large amount, right? Um, to be quite honest with you, Capricorns, they really are quite dysfunctional, right? I never understood the concept of playing games in a relationship, especially when you don't have to do this type of stuff. But you're seeing, people who's supposed to be grown folks now playing all these games, doing the most outstandingly just dysfunctional things in the world. And there's really and if you're being serious, there's really no point in them doing it. So I'm kind of off taken or kind of, you know, bewildered about what's the point, right? So, and the thing is that the Hierophant and the High Priestess, right? The Hierophant and the High Priestess represents this being basically a pair where the two of y'all are not looking. The two of y'all are not looking at each other, right? Pay attention to this. The two of y'all are not looking at each other. The two of y'all are very much so in a competition. But this person is quite dysfunctional because they're thinking that stuff, that the two of y'all are in a competition. Okay, but at the end of the day, what's the prize though? What's the prize for this competition? What is the exact competition? What is the what is the sport that you are competing in? Trying to prove that y'all are better than the other person? Okay. And you Capricorns will really begin to see that within the next couple of weeks, right? You Capricorns will really begin to see that. Let's clarify the Hangman, which is you Capricorns going through a very intense time right now. So you have the Ace of Cups. To clarify the Hangman, you have the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and then you have the World for you Capricorns. Now, the World does represent Capricorn in the major arcana anyway, so you did show up in your own reading. Clarify the Hangman. So the Hangman represents water anyway, because it represents Pisces, and then you have the Ace of Cups, which represents water signs anyway. So this is about how a lot of you how a lot of you Capricorns, right? You want love, but the thing is that you got a lot of people who keep playing with you, playing with your time, wasting time, right? But I will say this though, for you Capricorns, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. If they choose to continue to waste their time and your time playing all these games, ultimately it really isn't your fault, really at all, because you can't be blamed for that due to the fact that other people want to act like they don't have any type of common sense or decency or whatever. So the world now represents, you just have to be careful. You just have to be more careful the next time by being more vigilant, being more watchful, right? Because a lot of times what gets people caught off guard is the lack of time that they have, which is Capricorn concept of time, but the lack of time that they have in order for them to sit back and just watch the person. Because you will know a person by, based upon their character. You will know a person, right, based upon the things that they say versus the things that they do, right? And if the person is so dysfunctional like that, that they will continue to play a silly game, such as trying to prove to everybody that, you know, that they're so much better than you. It's kind of lame. That's kind of lame. So the thing is that let's clarify the Five of Cups, right? Wow. Okay. My dog's behind me. That's why I'm not trying to back up so much. But you have the to clarify the Five of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. Excuse me, Page of Swords. I want to get this right. Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles, the Star. Okay, so the Page of Swords is about if you're it's correct to view these people as an enemy, because every time they come around, they're going to be on some dysfunctional stuff. So if you Capricorns are deciding to leave them alone, yes, you would be 100% correct in that assessment, because there's nothing else. Let me clarify this. There's nothing else for you Capricorns to do. This person is that dysfunctional. And since they choose to be that dysfunctional, the onus, the responsibility is not on you. Then you have the Three of Pentacles and the Star card, okay? The Three of Pentacles is that you wanted a home. You wanted to build a home. right? That's what you wanted. And then you have the star card. This is what it is that you really wanted. You know, now that you realize, because the star card can also be seen as like hope, right? Something that you really want, something that you really want in the future, and that you're essentially searching for it, right? So that's what the star card can also represent. Now, look at how this card is depiction, how this card, excuse me, is depicted. How you have Sansa Stark. Love the name, by the way, but you have Sansa Stark looking out through the high castle, or one of the highest points in the castle, right? With with a light, right? A candle beaming, right? Signaling for help. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, essentially looking out, wanting not necessarily, yeah, well, in the context of the show, want to be saved, but in the context of real life, wanting a relationship, and a real one at that. And then the Three of Pentacles, look at it. It represents the tower. It represents the actual castle of it, and that what it is that you want, the right way, the correct way, the way that is not dysfunctional, right? But what a lot of you Capricorns keep getting, and this is the sad thing, and a lot of Capricorns get a terrible rep for this, is because they're considered the devil and stuff like this, right? The evil ones, right? But we're in an inverted reality. So the thing is that a lot of the times what you Capricorns are getting are inversions of what it is that you want, which is dysfunctionality. So it's just something really truly sad to see though. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, if this reading resonated with you and you would like to contact me for personal reading, the email address is Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. Please make sure to get my book at Amazon.com. The link to that is in the description and the comment section below in the pinned post. Peace.